All right, seniors, good morning. What we're going to look at today is how to best put together your annotated bibliography. Now, this is a very crucial next step in your paper, and it is a major assessment. And it really kind of tells Mrs. Biesterfeld and I how you're planning on using the sources in your paper and what you're going to pick from them to argue for them. You're taking a really deep, kind of critical look at them and also preparing them for use in your paper, too. So I'm going to go over a couple advanced word features that are going to save you a lot of time in the long run. They require a little bit of labor to set up, and that's normal. If it takes you a while to get everything all typed in and whatnot, but I promise it'll save us time in the long run. Now, one other thing I want to note to you here is on the library website, actually. So Mrs. Biesterfeld actually showed this to me last year, and it is super handy dandy. And that is this little button up right here that says Cite. Most library websites have something along these lines, but I'm going to use this one just to kind of talk about what a citation in APA looks like. Notice I had to click APA 7th edition up here. That's also, I think, normal, but with this citation, it looks pretty similar to MLA. You can swap back and forth if you need to, with a few key differences. One, the day and the year are, well, there's no day. The year is right after the author last name and the first initial. There's a couple other differences. I don't really need to go into those like super in depth, but just know that you need to make sure this is set to APA 7th edition. Now, copying and pasting this over to the Word document is a little messy. It doesn't work quite as well, especially on an iPad, as I'd like. So I'm going to show you an alternative way to make this nice and clean looking. And that is using Word's references feature. So you notice here, and once you download this template, it should work pretty much exactly the same. At least that's my hope and prayer on the laptops. And it's essentially a really cool way to auto-populate your references and citations. So if you go and look here, what you want to do is click references. This should automatically be set to APA when you open this up in Word on the desktop version, but I can help you double check that if need be. And even if not, it is a pretty simple fix. And I'm also going to click this button here that says citations, and it should pull up this sidebar right here. Yep, sure enough. And right here you can see my citation list is blank, okay? And what you want to do, it might look a little bit different on the computer, but I'm going to click this right here, and it's going to pull up a new item that says Create Source. So this is how you enter in sources to Word's database. And by doing this, it does a lot of the work for you then as far as citing and making the bibliography. So I'll do a practice one with you. Let's do article in a journal, because that's what your 5 scholarly sources are, or at least they should be. And let's do this one right here. So right here we have the author. You have to just kind of look for this stuff. It's good practice. Crystal Abedin. So, Jean, Crystal. Notice how I typed it in, like it has to be exactly like that. You cannot do Crystal Abedin. It gives an example, look where my mouse is, right down here, of how to do that. For example, Dickens, Charles. And then if there's multiple authors, you use this semicolon right here. So Dickens, Charles, Hemingway, Ernest. And then it would list both of those, okay? So that's that. And then the title is, I can just copy and paste this because it won't do anything for putting it in the text box. We'll put it right here. Easy. Now the journal name is right here where it says from. Cultural Science Journal. Sorry. So journal name, Cultural Science Journal. Oops. And then the other things we need are the year. Let's see, where is the year? 2021. Very good. Nice and fresh. And then you also want how many pages it covers. Now this can be a little bit harder to find. And sometimes it doesn't always list it. So what I'm going to do now to find that is to go back up here and click Cite and click APA 7th edition. And it says 77 plus. I'm still not 100% sure if that's accurate, and this happens sometimes. We picked this article on purpose for this very reason. So what I'm going to do now is I actually downloaded it, and I'm going to open it, the PDF of it, in, well, in your case, you'd probably have them in OneNote. I'm just going to open mine in my, my PDF reader on my Mac. Okay, so here it is. Aha. So now here it actually has a, I think this is, yeah, this is supposedly, I think it's still APA. Looks a little bit different. Maybe it's an older version of APA because this is a PDF, obviously. But it has the pages listed right here. So you want pages 77 to 103. That's what you would put in the Word document. And then finally, one thing you want to do is click show all bibliography. I went a little too fast for that. Click show all bibliography fields. And there's a couple other things you do need to add. The volume and the issue number. If you look here, the volume is 12 and the issue is 1. And if you go back here, it says the same thing. Volume 12, issue 1. Okay? So 12, 1. Yep. We don't need any of this other data. That's all kind of extraneous. So let's click OK. And here it is in our annotated bibliography. Okay. Now the cool thing you can do here is if you click this, it says you want to click this little drop down arrow and then click update citations and bibliography. And it does it for you, all of the formatting. It's pretty slick. Now there's going to be a couple of things that we have to change potentially with APA 7th edition. We'll talk about that in class. But this is a good enough starting point. Now, the thing that you must do, you can't just go and then do one source and then type in all of your analysis and summaries and all that stuff like that. But instead, it's far better to just get all your sources in at once. So I'm actually going to put another one in for you too. This one is from a popular source from Forbes. And then let's do, this one here, yeah. How to use TikTok to create marketing campaigns and attract new audiences. Okay, so it's the same kind of process. I don't want an article in a journal anymore because I'm not doing any scholarly sources for this. This is a popular source if it's from Forbes. So what I want to click then is website. And I feel like it's good to walk you through this one because this can be a little bit confusing here. So author, that's easy enough. Allison Bringe. So Bringe, Allison. Okay. Then let's go back here, and the title is How to Use TikTok to create marketing campaigns and attract new audiences. Excuse me. So our remaining fields here, you'll notice there isn't one that says title. There's name of web page, name of website, URL, year, month, day. What I just copied and pasted, the title of the article, goes right here under name of web page. Name of website would be Forbes. Now the URL is, of course, right up here. I copy and paste that. Now, month, date, and year. So this was written on September 10th, 2021. Pay close attention here to how it wants you to implement this stuff, such as date. So it says example, January, so we would put the full September. Day is 10, 2021 is year. And there it is. I would click OK. Now if I click this arrow once again and click update citations and bibliography, it adds it in alphabetical order for you by author last name. So we won't have any issues with you putting it in like wrong order or anything like that. It's all right here. and it looks nice and clean. Ignore like what the text is being highlighted, that it doesn't look like that in reality. Now, assuming you put all 5 in, what you need to do after you put all 5 in is, so let's just assume I've got all 5 in here, they're good to go. I want to click Convert Bibliography to Static Text. Now this takes away some of the like kind of weird formatting stuff that might happen if you were to not leave it like this. And then you can type your 2 paragraphs. So summary paragraph would go here, and analysis paragraph would go here. And another thing that I would do with each of these, I'm not going to make this a requirement, but I do think it makes it look much cleaner, is if you do insert pages and then do page break. Now this is on its own page, and even if this goes onto like, if you go to like the second page with this, all of your summary and analysis paragraphs, then this will just get bumped down to the next page. So they kind of keeps them in their own little sections. Again, you don't have to do that, but it makes it, I think it makes it look a little bit cleaner. I would prefer if you did it that way. Now, one last thing I'm going to show you with the references tab. So let's say I'm typing an analysis paragraph here, and I'm going to do something from the Abedin article. And I'm going to take this line, let's see. This I did not practice, so. I'm not finding anything. Okay, I'll just take a random line. So, did this line right here. Digital ethnography was conducted from June 2019 to June 2020. So, what I would do here is, for example, and then I do a direct quote, digital, I already forgot what I was typing. Long day today. Digital ethnography was conducted from June 2019. We'll just stop there actually and leave it like that. Okay, so that's my direct quote. Now what you can do is, as you're typing and putting quotes in or paraphrases in, you can click this button right up here that says insert. Oh, sorry, wrong one. No. I did not want that. My bad. You want citations open instead. And then I want to make sure my cursor is right here. And I would just double click this one that says Abedin, and it puts the citation right there for me. One other thing you do need to add though, is you do need to add the page number. So this page that this one was on was page 78. Okay. And that's your full citation right there. Again, there's nothing else you need to do to it aside from throw a period after it, but it's formatted correctly, and it kind of links back. It's all like interconnected now inside of Word. It's fun to like add all these in, and then anytime you sign into this document, I'm actually going to save it real quick to my OneDrive. Make sure you're signed into your OneDrive when doing this. Not that that really even matters for you, because you have to be signed in to even edit this one on Teams. But yeah, that's essentially it. And then after that, I mean, we can talk about how to type it in class and how, like, what you need to focus on for each source. But that's how you format it. I know that's a little tricky, and formatting is just kind of annoying and not a whole lot of fun. But it's good to get in the practice of doing, because once you get to college, you need to show that you can catalog and cite your sources correctly. Okay, let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, we'll get started on this immediately after this video.